Hello everyone. God, that was a very weird intro. Hi. Today we're going to be doing a very interesting sort of video. So today I'm actually doing a Sims 4 build challenge, inspired by what's his name? James Turner, some dude on the internet. And the challenge is that for each room I'm gonna have a different colour. Now this was inspired off that each room a different pack, but I'm using base game because I'm a cheapskate. And yeah, we're pretty much just gonna get straight into it. No messing about, you know. Okay, so first off, obviously we have to build the house itself, and for the house itself I went for kind of a not a classy vibe. I'm trying to think how, like, almost like a Spanish villa type thing, but the outside, using my random colour decider, was red, so I had to do like a red one, and you know there isn't really much else to do with red. Obviously this means that the doors red, and the windows or whatever are red, and I did end up putting a sandy place because, you know, it's in the desert and it's red, and that's sort of deserty red. A hard thing was actually finding a right car, because luckily for me the red van is the only red vehicle in the game, and I say red vehicle, red toy vehicle. And at this point here, actually, when I was doing the windows, that's when I decided the main premise of the video, because I was going to originally do an entire red house, which would have been a pain in the arse if I did that, but instead this, at some point here, I decided to do yellow. For that, well, I think this is where it is now. So I pick a random colour, and the random colour is yellow. So then I'm like, okay, I'll do a yellow thing, and this actually ends up looking like a really nice entrance. So I'm actually really proud of this. It's there was one thing there, because I was testing at the merge tool. Now one thing, you know, the table glitches through that. I'm so sad that that like was glitching. So if it didn't, it would look so nice, but sadly, you know, it didn't work. But we did have some cool ornaments. Got some nice little paintings in there. I did have to be careful not to overwhelm it with paintings, because it can, when you get too many things on, like paintings on the wall and stuff like that, it does get a bit crowded quite quickly. But it's nice when you get the right amount. I did get some blinds there. The blinds were a brown, but I'll get them. I'll let them off. Let me off. Got a nice little carpet there. Merged two carpets together. Got a yellow jukebox, and with a lot of these what you'll find is I am being quite lenient with the colour. It's the main colour, and it's the main idea of the colour. It's not so much that I'm trying to be like, oh, it's not that exact shade of, you know, yellow. I also tried some fancy stuff, the arches, which look kind of cool. And the premise for the doors, by the way, this is a green room here, and the premise for the doors is, whatever room I'm in, I'm going to do all the doors for the going out then. So this is the green room here. It's supposedly like it's almost like a living room, but it's more like an entrance way, like a big hall in the middle. But I did try and end up filling it with kid stuff, because this family is supposed to be kids and 2 adults, and it ends up looking quite nice. It gets a bit stuffy, and I do go back and change a lot of things. But what you'll also see is with the doors, doors all going out are all green, which is nice. Okay, yeah. So I didn't actually know how to do the cheat for getting all the items, because I knew there was a green clock that I really wanted, and I kept doing it. It turns out I just had to switch back, which is quite funny. Here at a cool fireplace, so I actually got the Christmas fireplace, but I made it look less Christmassy, which actually turned out really cool in the end. A pear picture, and I ended up going for the 2 o'clock. I can't remember if I went for the 2 o'clocks in the end. A funny thing actually is the TVs, because I only have, I think, one actual normal TV, which is like the master bedroom ends up being the black room, so I get a nice black TV. Also, can I just say, this bar here is the coolest thing ever. Like, honestly, I can't remember what table that is, but it's like some party table, and you just shove a bar there. It looks so cool. But here, actually, because as I say, a lot of things do end up changing. I did fancy getting a deck in there. With the deck, actually, I found out that it's actually really cool to have a deck there, and it ends up looking quite nice. It's almost like the more personal version of what's on the roof and what ends up being on the roof in the end, but that is right at the end of the video. And yeah, it's honestly, it's quite cool. I don't think I actually work in it too much at this part here. It's very choppy. Yeah, you can see we've gone back to the green room. And in here, I had a desk. This desk ends up looking quite nice. I managed to fill out a few things that are green enough. There is a few, you know, how I say, if I find it's okay, because I'm going to be fair on myself, if I find it's okay, then I'm fine with it. That decoration there, that like sculpture, fits in really well with that desk, because almost like the bar goes through it, and it's almost like that's a part of the desk. You got the infamous penguin. Okay, so I was recording this part that was supposed to go here, saying that recording stopped, and I missed a few rooms out and what I liked about them. Sadly, I've recorded like 6-7 times and it's crashed or stopped or something has gone wrong each and every time. So that's a shame. We're just gonna have to miss out those few rooms, but if you like, I'll leave a link, or I'll leave a gallery link to it, and you can check out for yourself. So with the orange, it was really hard to do, mainly because while I was doing it, no one really thinks of putting orange in a build, really, and when you do, it's you know, it's very irregularly. So when I put it in, obviously there's not many orange things to use, so it's quite hard. And something that I think the thing that I'm most proud about with this is the little, you can't quite see it, but the little desk, like, or the little box storage almost, behind, on the other side of the room with the bed. I think that was really cool. I got 2 corner pieces and then put like a box in the middle or something like that. It was cool. Here we got a TV, because I get the impression that these parents spoil their child a bit. So, you know, he's got his own TV. Obviously it's the Penguin TV. It's, you know, it's the only coloured TV in the entire game. And something I did here was with the little like thing on the wall, is there is actually a blue and a green balloon, but I actually hid that behind the thing to make it look cool. And something here is when I added the fairy lights, and I realised that, you know what, I don't actually need that big thing, and I'm just going to stick some windows there, because I did actually forget to put windows in a lot of the time. But luckily, we're moving on to the final bottom floor now. This is when I actually resized the lower floor, and I don't actually end up doing anything with that under bit there. But the lower bathroom I do end up resizing, mainly because I just think it was too big. Like, I tried with the master bedroom, as you saw, and it was really hard, so I actually decided to go for a smaller. Although this being the main bathroom, it's still it's more functional than it is being decorative. And I actually really like, I think I prefer this bathroom 10 times over than the other one, just because, I mean, sure, grey and white is an easier colour palette to use, but it was quite hard to get the mix of greys and whites and quite plain and bland colours and still make it look vaguely interesting. But I think I managed to do that pretty well. I actually got these white things in. They did say they were grey, so I put them in. Moving on to the outside here, obviously this is red because it's the outside. I just turned this into like a little chill outside area, like, I don't know, some after work, after school you do. I did like the place of the plant and the speaker there, but I did think a bar was a better thing because, you know, these are boring alcoholics who live here. Now picking the next colour, I think this was this grey or was this white or something? I think it was actually grey again, which was quite hard, but these two are very much conservatory style ones, so I did let myself get away with putting windows around the edge, despite the windows not being the colour scheme of the next room, because this is more of like the party zone where people will go up and have like a, you know, a drink and a laugh in the summer sort of thing. And with this, yeah, the bench here, I did actually do some resizing, and add some roofs, which I'm really happy I did, because it really sells it and makes it look so much better. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, resizing it a lot more. It's not only resizing the balcony area, just because the balcony seemed a bit demanding, and you can actually see the roof through the thing, but I end up putting curtains there, so that's fine. Here's like quite a cute little conservatory space where you'll just have either a few people at a party, or you know, you'll have the families raining or something, get some nice little sounds going on. Here's, oh yeah, that's when I come down and decide to put more windows in. And this is actually summer, so yeah, as you can see there, I actually put them on the wrong floor, and there's some optical illusions in this game, and that is one of them. I found a nice little red thing there, that looks very artificial, but I quite like it. Got the bin, got the things, everything went pretty well from here. I actually really like the bar here, because the bar is like, it takes up a large chunk of space, and I accidentally did do the foundation thing, but it takes up a large chunk of space, but it's like, it's quite easy on the eyes. It's like something that, you can tell they've got a lot of money when they've got things like that going on, but I don't know, it's quite nice, and it sums up the whole party atmosphere. I got a nice outdoor light there, it's the only red outdoor light. And the final one was like a lime green for this spot here. I got some party tables, and this was more like, you know when you go to like a party venue and you've got like the ones where all the food and the snacks are? This is that, and in that small room's obviously like a small bathroom. So in here there was actually a few issues. A lot of it was more just thinking what to put there, but I knew I was on the straight home, the home straight, that's what you call it, not straight home. So I was sort of taking my time, but I knew I wasn't going to end up adding too much in this room, because at the end of the day, like, there isn't much else to add in a party room where people just grab them food and go outside. I do end up adding a plant and some like 2 small sofas, which I showed you earlier with doing that little thing. You can actually see here how I do it. After obviously, yeah, here we go. So you get those ones there, you get those ones without any arms. And then you get, I did originally do the lazy boy ones, but then you get the one without like thin fancy arms, and it looks really cool, so I'm happy I did that. I was going to put a plant there, but it was clipping through the wall, and I was going to put a table, but it didn't really fit it, so I think in the end I just left it without. And I put a small fridge there just so the Sims people could actually get food. And that's pretty much it. Then the final thing, what did I do? Did I do anything else here? Oh, and put some more lights, yeah, because it was quite dark admittedly. Oh yeah, I forgot they were quite cute. And then there you go, changing quickly. Found that I had to do, I think it was, is it a pink bathroom? It is a pink bathroom. Oh my god, this is honestly not even that bad. Saying it's like it's a pink toilet almost. It's not necessarily a bathroom. A pink floor is really hard to come across, especially when you're looking for tiles. So I did actually, I think I opted for that, but obviously the pink tiles, ceiling, walls were actually a lot nicer, so I'm happy with that. Now they don't look too pink here, but I will promise you they are pink. They are definitely the pinkest you can get in base game. And it does end up looking great, I think, for what it is. Sadly, I couldn't get any decent pictures in, except one that this picture is not what you'd call the pinkest of things, but it's got enough pink in it that, you know, I'd put it there anyway. And there you go, that's the build. And yeah, honestly, that is it really for the entire build. I'm really chuffed with how that turned out. I do think it was just a really cool build to have and to experiment with. So I do hope everyone enjoyed this, watched it this far, and if you did, you know you've watched it this far, you might like my other stuff. So here, like and subscribe. Is there anything else to say, Ben? Yeah, on the route to 150. That'd be cool if we get it soon, but I don't think we will. I don't know. Check out the videos where I torture Sims, they're always quite fun. And let me know if you should do more of these. This was actually really fun to do, it was a bit of a challenge, and it was a completely different video. Like, I've recorded this in sections, I've, you know, not spoken over it and then spoken over the end. It's really cool to do, and I'm actually really liking how I've done it. So, just critique, positive stuff. I've realised I've just left the letterbox over there, but it's fine. Thank you for watching. Bye.